host of the Gridiron.
Fourth and goal to go with the 2. 34 seconds left to go in the ball game. This is the play right now. Takes the snap. Targeted goes in. Targeted all alone. And the quarterback keeps. Wow, what a call. Nobody touched him.
All right, welcome to the Gridiron, baby. If you can give this video a thumbs up or maybe share this video, that would be absolutely freaking phenomenal. Subscribe to my channel. Thank you. If not, please go below. Hit the subscribe button, hit that bell icon. That way, next time I go live or if I put a video out, they'll be notified. And it's free of charge. What do you got to lose, right? But if you are subscribed to my channel, thank you. If you want to help support my channel out, description box below. I believe it might be like the very top link. Takes you to my membership page. I got 3 different membership levels. Each one has their own little perks to them. So if you want to help support my channel, it would mean so much to me. And I thank you in advance. Thank you. And then finally, somewhere underneath that, it might be right under that, a couple links down below. I got all kinds of links. I got links coming out my ass, but there's another link. It takes you to my Facebook group. It's called the New York Giants, the Gridiron. It's my Facebook group. We have over 9,600 members in the group and is doing simply marvelous, might I add. Basically, if I'm alive and breathing and if I got internet access, I am putting stuff in this group during their 365. It's called the New York Giants, the Gridiron. It's my Facebook group. Please join it. You will not be dissatisfied. I promise. All right, guys. Well, woo, one day to go. Well, let's see. Oh my God. Yeah. By this time tomorrow night. Well, actually, by this time. Well, they cut everything down to, because I don't remember like when you used to have 15 minutes in between each pick and all that. And sometimes the first round, there was trades and this, that, and the first round lasts like 7 years or whatever. But they cut the time period down in between. Thank goodness, because you don't need 15 minutes. Yeah. So they cut it down. So it is faster, but it's going to start in 21. By this time tomorrow night, we will know who the Giants are taking. Oh, man. But one thing, obviously Shane was talking about was, he has been fielding some calls, right? That is one thing he has been doing. The Browns have, the Giants have. What would it take for the Giants to accept an offer to trade back? Obviously, who's going to want to trade up? I've been hearing some things about Genty. He's like a hot commodity. This is just stuff you hear. I don't know where these guys get their info from, this, that, and the other thing. But, some teams interested in him, maybe trading, maybe like as high as maybe like the Jaguars, maybe like number 5 or but somebody might want to trade in front of them. To get him, wow, very interesting. So there's people doing some calling around, and obviously the Giants, obviously you're not going to find out who, or Shane's not going to spill the beans or nothing like that. But the Giants have been getting some calls. So same thing with the Browns. So. Where we at here? So could the Giants accept a Godfather offer to trade down from the number 3 pick? Now, the one problem here, and obviously even like with Travis Hunter and Abdul Carter, like those are pretty much like the 2, right? As they say, almost blue chip. Can't miss, whatever. There's always a small, right? Anybody ever getting injured, but somebody can get injured, unfortunately, whatever. But, those are the 2, okay, that for the most part, that are like, whatever you want to say, blue chippers, can't miss. So if you're going to trade back, we've seen what the Giants have done with multiple first-round picks with this regime. And the results were not super stupendous, shall we say? right? Picks 5 and picks 7. Now they did do very well last season, and that was a grand salami right there, baby. Malik Neighbors, the dog. They got a dog, right? So they did very well there. But if you do wind up trading back, buyer beware. Okay. You got 2 hands, right? It's better to have one guy that, if he stays healthy, right? You just wind the mofo up, put him on the field, and we'll see you in 10 years, brother. Let's see what you got, right? Or would you rather have 2 guys, neither one's going to possibly work out anywhere near as good as him, and, you kind of hope they work out. I don't know. That's a tough one. Maybe, I guess it all depends upon what kind of offer the Giants get. I mean, but if I'm the Giants, I'm staying put. The Giants have holes, obviously. Newsflash, right? But I mean, once again, if you get yourself another difference maker, I'm going for the difference maker. Right? Well, whether it's Hunter or Carter, I'm going for the difference maker. Give me one of them. Give me another Malik Neighbors. Right? And if we got a Malik Neighbors on offense, give me a Malik Neighbors on defense. I mean, we got a couple on defense. Let's get another one. But I mean, with Carter, okay. I mean, with Hunter, I mean, good God. I mean, the depth, the quality would add to the cornerback position. What he would do for that's why I can't blame the Browns if they take him. I wouldn't blame them one freaking bit. I wouldn't blame the Titans for taking Ward. If you think he's your guy, you take him, right? Ward. I wouldn't blame the Browns at all for taking Hunter. But I mean, to get Hunter and Malik Neighbors on the field at the same time, woo, doggy, woo, huh? Or you get Hunter out there, like a dime package. If they're going to put, it depends how they're going to do it, right? If they're going to put 4 cornerbacks and 2 safeties, going to put 3 safeties, putting one up maybe in the box, 3 cornerbacks, whatever. But I mean, if there's ever a point in time where one of the cornerbacks is injured, that's always a possibility, right? Maybe now Hunter might be your 3rd cornerback. If you need 4 cornerbacks on the field, right? Hunter might be your 4th cornerback. Could you imagine that? The Debo, right? Phillips, Hunter, and if Banks ever gets his act together, wow. And how young that secondary would be, wow. The problem with that secondary would be, with or without Hunter, was what Shane brought up at his press conference, was that pretty much all of those guys are all going to be up in like 3 years. So the only way that they won't be up all, right, is because I think we signed Debo for 3 years, Holland for 3 years. We got Newman for another 3 years, and we got Phillips for another 3 years. Then we have Banks for another 3 if they pick up his 5th-year option. I think interesting to see. But anyway, Giants hold the number 3 overall pick, positioning them nicely to land one of the best prospects in the class. However, that 3rd overall pick is coveted selection this offseason, with several teams clamoring to trade up in this year's draft. Now, the one thing is, right, you can where you could possibly see, right, the Giants maybe getting a nice little return on their investment, shall they say, pick 3, would be if somebody's coming up to take a quarterback. I don't know about that. I don't know if somebody's going to, mortgage their future and give up multiple 1st-round picks and this, that, and the other thing, and a bag of Doritos to move up and get Shedeur Sanders. More in a little bit. You know what I mean? So if the Giants held a real low pick, which they don't, unfortunately, but and it was if this was last year's draft, okay, you can maybe up and get a little bit more of a premium because there's a good chance you're moving up to get a quarterback. That's not so much the case this year, right? If somebody's maybe moving up to get Carter, or maybe Genty, right? Maybe, you wouldn't get quite as much of a premium, right? So the Giants, once again, they move back, have to be very careful. All right, so according to ESPN's Peter Schrager, both the Browns picking second overall and the Giants picking third overall have received interest from teams looking to trade up in the draft order, which is once again kind of odd because it's not like last year's draft class where we had, 87 quarterbacks going the first round, right? So we got teams possibly wanting to move up for non-quarterbacks. Interesting. Both teams have been listening to offers, too. All right. There have been phone calls made to both the Browns and at 2 and the Giants at 3 with the intentions to move. It would be for Abdul Carter, Travis Hunter, or the running back Ashton Jeanty. Wow. Moving up, giving up maybe a first round and maybe another first or something or whatever to get a running back. Wow. Interesting. Well, to be honest with you, if it's the Bears to move up, I could see that because they got their quarterback, they got some receivers, right? They could use if they get somebody like a Jeanty. That may not be bad. They'd have an exciting offense, though. Let's see. There have been teams making calls, and those teams, the Browns at 2 and the Giants at 3, are not immediately slamming down the phone. Everyone assumes it's going to be chalk, that this is going to be Cam Ward, it's going to be Travis Hunter, it's going to be Abdul Carter. Not so fast. I think the 2 spots gets very interesting if the Browns are listening to a Godfather deal for them to trade back and for someone to trade up in the top 3. The expectation is that the Giants will stick it and pick the best player available at 3rd overall. However, General Manager Joe Schoen fielding offers on the 3rd overall pick is interesting and notable. Giants seem unlikely to trade down, but could a Godfather offer convince them? While teams might be interested in trading up to the number 3 pick, it seems unlikely that the Giants will trade down for a few reasons. Mainly, they only held top 30 visits with 3 projected first-round picks. Colorado cornerback Travis Hunter, Abdul Carter, and Shedeur Sanders. All the other top 30 picks have been projected to be like second round and later picks. So, under Shane, New York has had a tendency to only draft players that they have met with privately. It seems unlikely that they would trade down the draft order where they would be positioned to have to draft someone who they did not have in the top 30 visit. That's an excellent point. Because I know like with Shane and Dable and all and everything, one of the things they always talk about is, that the face-to-face. You'll learn a lot about somebody. Well, could a Godfather offer convince them? Potentially, but any such deal would likely drop the Giants outside of the top 10 picks in the draft. The San Francisco 49ers picking 12 have reportedly expressed interest in trading up. Moving back with the 49ers could potentially yield an additional second-round pick in this year's draft and a future first-round pick for the Giants. A deal could be reminiscent of the one made between the Houston Texans and the Cardinals for Will Anderson Jr. during the 2023 NFL Draft. In all likelihood, the Giants will stick and pick at 3rd overall and take the best player available. Perhaps the team behind them could convince them with an undeniable trade offer, but Carter and Hunter are undeniable talents. Shane and company seem intent on landing an immediate impact star with the number 3 overall pick. Then we got the Browns and Giants fielding trade calls as NFL draft nears. Although the Titans announced Tuesday that they are not entertaining offers for this first overall pick, sources told Schrager that the Browns and the Giants have received trade calls over the last 48 hours, and that neither team is outwardly rejecting those overtures. The expectation, sources told Schrager, is that those teams looking to trade up to number 2 and 3, pursuing either Travis Hunter, Abdul Carter, or Ashton Jeanty. All 32 NFL teams still have their original first-round pick this year, which is odd. which has seen a historic lack of trades in the lead up to the draft. With Thursday's first round, just 1 day away, is the closest to the start of a draft without any trades involving first-round picks in the common draft era since 1967. Wow. Think about that. Going back almost 60 years. And as of right now, there are no trades. Doesn't mean there won't be, but as of right now, wow. And what probably is a widely perceived as a weak quarterback draft class, the Browns and Giants, who both face uncertainty at the quarterback position, have been projected to use their first-round picks to address other needs. Mel Kiper Jr. predicted Cleveland to select Hunter at 2 and the Giants to take Carter at 3. He's got then he has the Raiders taking Genti at 6 in his latest mock draft. ESPN Jordan Reed made identical predictions for all three in his latest mock draft. Hunter, the reigning Heisman Trophy winner, played a combined 1,481 snaps on offense and defense his last season at Colorado. Almost 1,500 snaps. Holy crap. Nearly 300 more than any player in the FBS. Wow. The current betting favorite to be selected by the Browns is the number 2 pick. Hunter has said he hopes to continue playing both offense and defense in the NFL. So that's one of the things you have to wind up waiting and seeing. But though Cleveland and New York both already boast a strong pass rush, they have been linked to Carter as well after the former Penn State Stars breakout 2024 campaign. So, once again, the Giants, and it might be like a twofold thing or whatever you want to call it, for the Giants, because what they do wind up having, is, and they still have not mentioned about picking up Kayvon's 5th-year option. Now, once again, that's going to be very, very interesting, and it'll quite possibly be they're going to be waiting till after the draft to talk about that, if they pick up his 5th-year option or not. Because if they get Carter, right, they know they got Bernsey for 3 more years. They got Carter. They'll get Carter for 4, and probably if they pick up his 5th-year option for 5 more years, right? So they might have, because Carter's going to cost them about $8 million at pick 3, right around there. So they have Carter costing them $8 million. They're going to have Bernsey costing them almost $30 million. And then if they pick up Kayvon's 5th-year option, I don't know what that would cost. I know Evan Neal's 5th-year option is about $16.5 million. Kayvon's would be more than that. Okay. So if they were to pick up his 5th-year option next season, right, and just those 3 edge rushers, they'll be paying what, about $38, $48, $55 million or so between like the 3, so. And then the thing is, if you pick up his 5th-year option, does that make you where you have to wind up, maybe trying to re-sign a guy? And then what's he going to want per season? All right, he's not getting Garrett money. He ain't getting no $40 million a season. But, he's going to want probably 20, 25, somewhere around there. Is that something the Giants want to do? Or could they replace him with maybe Carter? Right? If Carter can get better results, right? That way maybe say bye-bye to Kayvon. I would hate that. Because now you got all these good pass rushers, but you can say bye-bye to Kayvon, right? And save yourself some money there. And now you still have 2 really good edge rushers. So it'll be very, very interesting to see.